kind of have to make this video because I completely forgot about this. So I think most people are kind of not sure what to add for talents. I personally found it's kind of self-explanatory, but since you asked, here it is. So I'll just go through the masteries first because it's a lot easier to just start at masteries. So for Goddess of Hunting, you go for Perception. If you're deck stacking, if you're doing a budget version, you actually go for Paralyzed, just because Paralyzed gives you, pretty high amount of penetration or reduction of lightning resistance. Then you go for Rush. So Rush has 35% more damage. It moved more than 5 meters recently, and you're always moving because you are using a mobility skill. For points, you're adding just damage, right? So damage is nice. Lightning damage because you're doing lightning damage. Dexterity and damage because damage is nice. Even if you're not stacking dexterity, this is good because it's damage. You're getting the attack speed and the critical strike rating, and then you get this. So this gives you 8% additional attack speed on recent critical strike. I assume this stacks. If it doesn't stack, that's unfortunate. I'll have to reskill out of it. But this gives basically every time you crit, it gives you 8% more attack speed. Recent probably is the same terminology as PoE, so this is every every 4 seconds. So in 4 seconds, if you hit like maybe 20 crits or so, you might get like 160% more attack speed. I think, I'm not sure. Anyway, this lightning damage and extra maximum damage. This is just slight increases in damage. I don't think this is that good, but we'll see. I might actually respec out of this. Okay. Then for Blade Runner, you're going for the mastery for conductive. So conductive is this 5% of blinding damage hit as base shock damage. This is probably the best. Damage dealt by minions and you against shocked enemies triggers lucky. So this is nice as well. You want lucky for your lightning damage because your lightning damage is a very huge range, and then you get to roll it twice to get the higher value. Yeah. So as usual, lightning damage, critical strike rating, and critical damage. Maximum life, life and resistance. This is fine. I did this just because I needed the lightning res at the time, and I'm too lazy to respec to this. Anyway, you of course going for more damage here, and damage with mana restored and hit. You're gonna hit a lot of times, so this is gonna help with the mana generation. Lightning damage, physical damage converted to lightning damage. It does give you quite a bit of more DPS because a lot of weapons have a good fizz amount of fizz base damage. So 1 point is worth it. So base shock damage. This is actually not that big. It's actually pretty crappy. This one also is kind of nice. I mean, your immune shock. It's not bad, but shock barely ever kills you. Most of the time, you get killed by one shots from bosses because the base damage of the skill is just really, really high. The ailment's not really that important. But so these 2 points seem like kind of a waste. But you really want this, right? So shock 1 more times on critical strike is one of the main damage multipliers for this build. So I kind of guess it's worth it. This is adding light damage to your attacks and spells. It's kind of okay. But what you're going for is this. So this gives you lightning penetration for critical strikes. So every time you crit, you get 12.5% lightning pen for it. You going for dexterity here. 1% lightning damage per 50 dexterity is. I mean, these 2 points, this addition, like these points are only if you're dex stacking. If you're not dex stacking, you can probably go for life. So attack speed, and this gives you the only source of agility blessing generation of this build. Since you're gonna attack really fast, per A attacks, you probably be able to permanently keep this up. Yep. I'm gonna go to Ranger now, and talk about the masteries. Fluke, obviously, because when you have 50 fervor rating, you get lucky. So when you don't have the fervor passive yet, don't go for this, go for gravity. But once you get the fervor passive, I'll show you which one later, just go for this. This one, impending, 6% more damage per 0.25 seconds. If you are going to stay, well, most of the time if you need this, right, you need damage for this, it's mostly on bosses. So this is 30% more damage for bosses. You don't really have to use this. You can actually go keep it up, right? But the amount of critical strike rating here is pretty low because it's only 200 critical strike rating max, which I think is pathetic. So yeah, this is probably just way more damage. So with Ranger, you're going this mostly for crits, so you're going to be adding a lot of crit and damage nodes. Critical strike rating, critical strike rating, critical strike damage, critical strike damage, damage to nearby enemies. You're going to stick to enemies a lot, so this is good. Skill area, it does affect your spiral strike, so you know, more area is nice. But you're getting this also mostly because you get more skill area and AoE damage here, so this is a total of 50% skill area. Pretty good. 36% attack damage, critical damage strike rating, life. This is not bad because it gives you life as well as life regain. A little bit of life regain is nice. You also get a reduction of life regain intervals on critical strike. Yeah. So critical strike rating again, critical strike damage. Critical strike gives you cull. This is 8% cull, is 8% more damage. It's really good for bosses. Then you melee damage, critical strike rating per nearby enemy, gain fervor when there are enemies nearby. So this is what I mean by permanent fervor. You're going to be always nearby enemies because you're going to be spiral striking to them. So that's why fluke is good. Once you get this, then you change to fluke. But beforehand, you can go gravity. Yep. Okay, so let me go here. Not okay. This is interesting. This is only if you're using melee knockback, which you're likely to be using. So before you get this, you don't run melee knockback. So you're getting this for this reason, 45 chance to cause knockbacks. This is not bad on crash mobs, mainly because you're going to be dashing forward. If you can knock back mobs as you dash forward, you're basically just going to hit them a lot more times, I think. Actually, I'm not too sure about that, but take my word for it. Okay. And then you have 30% knockback distance. The knockback distance is not crucial until you get the last node, which is not a percentage of effects on knockback distance also applied to attack damage and spell damage. So in this case, you have 30% knockback distance, and that is 30% damage increase. The increased damage is not more damage, right? So that's all there is for talents. Let me just show you the synergy with melee knockback. So melee knockback, 40% chance for support skills to cause knockback. Support skills to 35% extra damage, 60% knockback distance for support skill. So you get the 60% of increased damage from this, and you get it with that. So yep, once you get this talent, get that knockback thing, and it's gonna be real good for you. Okay, that's all there is for talents. I hope you enjoy this. Yep, peace. I hope this helps.